This is Paul. Yeah, I'm reading this law dictionary. They have what's called using mail to defraud. The conscious utilization of U.S. mails to send out fraudulent material in the hope of receiving some financial gain. This is a crime punishable by severe penalties. Now, I'm a little concerned because I had contacted the United States Postal Service. Seemed like those in government had taken my mail and seized my assets without giving me any notification about what they were doing. When I was on Guam, I thought that Heidi had gotten involved with the Secretary at Homeland Security and that somebody was monitoring my P.O. box in Airway Heights. Now, I called Dennis and Daniel said keep me in the loop. Because Dennis had told me that Daniel had talked. Now, what I inferred about that is that they were using my family to make Oprah shows, and Daniel was in the loop to be able to get the show. Now, let's say I find out that Janet Ann Napolitano abused her power, usurped the authority of the Constitution of the United States, and then Heidi, being that wife of Janet, the known lesbian that was a Secretary of Homeland Security, had decided that they were just going to violate the constitutional right to due process, and they were going to obligate the court in Clallam County to issue a protection order that usurped the authority of my 5th and 14th Amendment rights, and they were going to issue a protection order that forcibly removed my 5 sons from my life. Now, I would say the court instruction forms say that the protection order does have to say if I was given actual notice, timely and proper service, so as to be sure and be legally compliant with all of the domestic violence protection acts, the Violence Against Women's Act. Now, I'm one of these citizens that if those in the post office know where my mail is at, or Sandra Taylor had used the mail to send rings around those that were in her family ring, with the intention that she was going to get mail that had money in it, defrauding the United States Postal Service and allowing for the forcible kidnapping of my sons, means that any and all persons in Homeland Security would be liable for not enforcing the laws of the United States. Now, I don't know what Jane is doing. I don't know what Janet's doing. I don't know what Douglas is doing, and I don't know what James. Clap your hands right now. But I'm sure that if I find that Homeland Security had worked in combination with those in the county so as to defraud me of my rights as an American citizen, and the Postal Service employees decided that, well, we'll just keep his mail, and then they facilitated the sending of mail throughout whatever addresses of those that are my relatives. Any monies or anything else of value that was gotten by Sandra Taylor, Wayne Condit, or Laurel Ann Argyle, well, when I go through all of those that gave them anything of value so as to be in the loop of the Oprah shows, I'm not only going to sue my relatives, every one of them that made any money off my last name. I'm not just going to sue Homeland Security and every employee of Homeland Security. I'm going to sue every employee of the Postal Service that knows that my rights have been violated because of the abuse of power used to abuse my sons. Now, you would have thought that the post office would have contacted me.